January 6th, 2016, Jakarta, Indonesia. MirnaSalihin sat down with her two best friends for a simple afternoon coffee. Within 60 seconds of taking her first sip, she was dying. It was Indonesia's most watched trial. A case built on digital forensic evidence, a wall of shopping bags, and a secret server on the other side of the world. This is the chilling reconstruction of the case of MirnaSalihin, the coffee killer. MirnaSalihin was born on March 30th, 1988, alongside her twin sister Sandy. A typical childhood by most accounts. But as Mirna grew older, she developed a passion for design, creative, visual, meticulous. It would define her path. Mirna and Jessica Wongso had been friends for nearly a decade, starting as design students in Sydney. But by 2015, their lives were moving in opposite directions. Mirna was a meticulous designer, newly married and thriving. Jessica's life in Australia was unraveling. 5 hospitalizations, alcohol abuse, and a violent DUI crash into a nursing home. Then came the final insult, an invitation to Mirna's wedding that never arrived for Jessica. Jessica had not been included, not even a message. She was furious, humiliated, and according to texts she sent around this time, she was being pushed to a breaking point. She packed her bags and booked a flight back to Indonesia. Just 2 days after landing in Jakarta, Jessica reached out to Mirna. She wanted to meet for coffee. Mirna was cautious. She asked her husband, Arif. He suggested bringing Hani along. Jessica agreed. The date was set, January 6th, 2016, 5 p.m. Olivier's Cafe, inside one of Jakarta's busiest shopping centers. 4:15 p.m. Jessica arrives an hour and a half early. She scans the room, checking the positions of the CCTV cameras. Jessica ordered the drinks, 2 cocktails for herself and Hani, and for Mirna, 1 iced Vietnamese coffee. At 5:16 p.m., Mirna and Hani arrived. They greeted Jessica, sat down, and within the very first minute, Mirna reached for her coffee and took a sip. 2 seconds. That was all it took. Mirna immediately said the drink tasted strange. She offered it to Hani and Jessica to try. They both declined. Less than a minute later, Mirna lurched backward and collapsed. She began convulsing and frothing at the mouth. Staff and customers rushed to help. It was terrifying, and in the chaos, observers later recalled, Jessica's reaction was strange. Rather than kneeling beside her friend, she immediately turned to cafe staff and began accusing them of tampering with Mirna's drink. Mirna was rushed to a hospital 1 mile away. She never made it through the doors. In the 5 minutes it took to arrive, MirnaSalihin, 27 years old, newly married, weeks away from her honeymoon, was dead. Her husband, Arif, rushed to the hospital. By the time he arrived, she was already gone. Police collected Mirna's drink. 3 days later, forensic analysis confirmed what many had begun to fear. The coffee contained cyanide. An autopsy of Mirna's body confirmed it, bleeding in her stomach, traces of the compound matching exactly what was found in the glass. Cyanide kills by blocking cells from absorbing oxygen. It attacks the nervous system and cardiovascular system simultaneously. Death can occur within minutes. The symptoms, seizures, agitation, convulsing, matched Mirna's final moments exactly. Investigators reviewed every frame of CCTV. The timeline was damning. Jessica arrived early and scanned for cameras. She used shopping bags to block the table from view. She ordered the drinks unusually early. She placed the bags specifically around Mirna's coffee. She reached into her handbag while appearing to look over her shoulder. She declined to taste the drink she had ordered for Mirna. And when Mirna collapsed, she showed almost no panic. On January 30th, 2016, Jessica Wongso was arrested on suspicion of premeditated murder. Her trial began on June 15th, and over the following 4.5 months, it became a national spectacle. Testimony from her former manager at New South Wales Ambulance revealed a deeply troubling picture. A history of death threats toward colleagues, open statements about knowing how to poison someone, and a personality described as volatile and dangerous. The Australian Federal Police also cooperated, sharing records of her suicide attempts, her DUI crash, and a violence order taken out by her ex-boyfriend after his car was vandalized. The defense raised two significant challenges. There was no direct footage of Jessica putting anything into the coffee, and investigators could never confirm how she obtained cyanide, a substance that is extremely difficult to source in Indonesia. But on October 27, 2016, the judges had seen enough. Jessica remains behind bars, still maintaining her innocence. But for Arif, Myrna's husband, there is only the silence of a life taken too soon. A gap that no sentence can ever truly fill.